Hi everyone, I'm MaryAnn. I'm a visual artist and voice coach from Singapore, currently in Singapore, and welcome to day 50 of my 100-day vlog series. So I have finally reached the middle point of this 100-day journey, and I'm not gonna lie, the last 15 days or so have been really challenging. Not just coming up with things to talk about, but also, the internal struggle that I have as I am doing these vlogs, like the voices inside my head saying things like, why am I even doing this? Is anybody even tuning in? Does this actually help anyone? Does this make a difference in anyone's lives? So it's very normal, like I've shared before in some of the previous vlogs, that when you're doing a project of something that is really meaningful to you and something that is pushing your boundaries and pushing you out of your comfort zone, it's very natural during the 30% to the 50% milestone to struggle a lot with the internal barriers. And because you haven't invested, when you're not at the 50% mark yet, you haven't invested a lot, or so that's how you would justify it, and it becomes a lot easier to want to quit, or and the barriers to keep going comes up a lot more during this time. I have no idea why, but it's just a very normal, natural part of the project cycle, of any project cycle. So if you're someone who has a dream, if you're someone who wants to pursue something that you're really passionate about, that you want to pursue a life that is meaningful to you, and do whatever it is that truly matters to you, this is a vlog series for you. This is where I share my learnings in my journey of making my dreams come true, pursuing my passion, following what it is that really matters to me, and figuring out this whole journey called life and what is it supposed to be about. So if you have any questions about any of these things, feel free to ask them in the comments, or you can directly message me through any one of my social media links, which are in the write-ups attached to these videos. So yesterday I shared about how your dream is something that is much bigger than your love life. I know there are people out there who would say that falling in love and starting a family is their dream, and like is the only thing that they dream about. And I believe, because every one of us is different and all our journeys are very different, so I believe that there are people out there who really their dream in life is to be amazing parents. And because that is their dream, they do an amazing job at it, and they really give it everything that they've got. And I think that's great. But I feel that, for most of us, I don't think most of us would have that as our primary dream. I think most of us would have something else as our primary dream. And, getting married and settling down and having kids is more like a secondary dream that we have, not so much a primary thing. But in the context of the society that we live in, there's so much emphasis that's placed on romantic relationships, and how we need to find the one, we need to get married by a certain age, we need to start settling down by a certain age. And even though it's kind of a little bit more relaxed now these days, it's becoming more normal now that people that people are staying single, that people are getting married but not having kids. And it's no longer about the traditional family unit anymore, where it's like one mother, one father, and kids. A lot of times now, because with divorces, with separations, with non-traditional family structures, there's a lot more range, I would say, in terms of, and a lot more freedom that comes with people creating the kind of family structure that they want and the kind of life that they want to create. But what I wanted to focus on today is how there's, even though we have a lot more freedom in how we want to define our love life and our family love life, I still think, for some reason it's very ingrained in us ever since a young age. I love Disney, but I think these fairy tales and the ideas that they promote sometimes are to blame. So we somehow unconsciously adopted a lot of these principles, that you have to find someone in order to be happy, or you have to find someone who makes you happy. And sometimes, when we're looking for a relationship, a romantic relationship, and we meet someone and everything is going great and you're really getting along, you have a lot of things in common, you have a very similar value system, it's very easy to get swept up into that moment of being in love and being in that honeymoon phase and being with this person, and he's really into you, you're really into him, or she's really into you, you're really into her, and or them, whatever gender identifications there are these days. And it's very easy to get swept up in all of that and think that oh, because I found this person now, my dream, is fulfilled. Like my dream of finding this, amazing, wonderful person, the one, or Mr. or Miss Right, or your soulmate, however you want to label it, it becomes really easy to use that as a reason to not pursue your primary dream. And I believe that for a lot of us, I think our primary dream is more than just your romantic relationship. But when things are going great in a relationship, it's very easy to justify not going after that primary dream. And I give you an example, using myself as an example. For when I was in my 20s, I had dreams of wanting to get married by the time I was 25, wanting to have kids and just stay at home and be a mom, and be with my kids all day and basically like teach them, I don't know, do creative projects with them, and stuff like that. And it took me a long time to realize that why I had this dream was because there was a fear of going out on my own to actually achieve something that really mattered to me. Because if you were to ask me what my ideal day is, like if there was no limits in terms of time, energy, and resources, my ideal day would be one where I am making something happen, like making art or performing music or writing a book or something, like, so it's something creative related. Part of my dream might be to have a partner, might be to have kids, but usually when I start going into the details of my ideal day, a lot of times it's on the art, it's on the events that I have created or put together, exhibitions that I'm attending, my own exhibitions that I'm attending, those sorts of things. So it was very clear after a while, and it took me a long time to get to this realization that the idea of marrying someone and just settling down and being a stay-at-home mom was me escaping from facing the reality of making my real dreams come true, my primary dreams come true. And even though I knew that, I still allowed myself to get into that, I would say that illusion that because I had a happy romantic relationship, that everything was fine in my life, and I didn't need to go after those big dreams as much as I would if I was actually on my own. So at the end of last year, like literally on 31st December 2019, I ended a 3-year long relationship. And I would say that it was a difficult decision, but yet at the same time, I knew it was the right decision to make, because I realized that in this 3-year long relationship, I had somehow recreated that illusion again. I mean, in this case, I no longer wanted to, have a family, and I no longer wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, but still I was in a relationship where it was very comfortable, where we were very comfortable being with each other, and it kind of started to limit both our growth. Not just my growth, but also his growth. And I started to see that because of those limitations, like I became so comfortable in this relationship that I wasn't pushing myself as hard to go after my dream, as well as I could have if I was single. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with partnering up with someone that you really get along with and everything is going great. I'm just saying to be aware that sometimes it is that mentality that we have that has been ingrained in us, from the fairy tales we grew up with, from the Disney movies that we've seen, from, romantic comedies and whatever messages that we have grown up with through society programming, or our parents asking when are we going to get married and settle down and blah blah blah. Like, it's very easy when you meet someone amazing to think that that's all you need, and then we kind of put our dreams aside for that moment, or we justify that they are not as important, and because they're hard to achieve anyway, it becomes an excuse basically to not really go after them, because now that I've met Mr. or Miss Right, everything in the world is perfect, and I have everything that I need. So if you liked today's video, subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow my Facebook page wherever you're seeing this on. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments, or you can directly message me through any one of my social media links, which are in the write-ups attached to these videos. And I will see you tomorrow.